One American carrier just moved close enough to Iran that war could begin in minutes, and Iran's response was 2 words: do or die. This isn't diplomacy anymore. This is brinkmanship at the edge of disaster. The next move could redraw the Middle East. Satellite images confirmed a U.S. carrier strike group entering the region quietly. No announcements, no timelines, no warnings. To the public, it looked like routine deployment. To military planners, it was a loaded gun on the table. When bombers fly from America, strikes take hours. When carriers sit offshore, strikes take minutes. Iran understood exactly what that meant, because months earlier, its deepest nuclear facilities were hit. Bunkers collapsed and centrifuges shattered underground. More important than the damage was the message. Nothing was out of reach anymore, and Iran felt it immediately. So when the carrier arrived, Iran didn't issue a press release. They issued a threat. Military drills began in the Strait of Hormuz. Missiles launched near waters carrying 20% of the world's oil. The message was simple: come closer, and the ocean burns. America answered, not with words, but with movement. Jets launched day and night from the carrier deck. Destroyers shifted formations silently. Electronic warfare systems mapped Iranian radar in real time. Every signal was another step toward readiness. Inside Iran, the situation was already explosive. Protests, economic collapse, and internet blackouts spread nationwide. Backing down would look like weakness, but war would invite destruction Iran could not survive. This wasn't peace versus war anymore. It was humiliation versus annihilation. Iran's strategy doesn't rely on matching American power. It relies on saturation. Thousands of missiles and hundreds of fast boats stood ready. Victory wasn't the goal. Chaos was. Chaos makes war too costly to finish, but chaos needs time to build. Carriers removed time. That made everything more dangerous. Then came the moment that almost shattered everything. An Iranian patrol boat approached a commercial tanker. Normally routine, this time it wasn't. A U.S. destroyer was watching. Both ships accelerated. Distances collapsed in seconds. 3 vessels converged on the same patch of ocean. One mistake could have started a war. At the last second, the Iranian boat turned away. No shots were fired. No headlines were written. But everyone involved knew how close it was. The next morning, Iran's Revolutionary Guard spoke. We are ready. Finger on the trigger. Not preparing for war. Ready for it. The implication was clear. If war comes, someone else pulled first. America responded by moving the carrier closer. Not into Iranian waters, just close enough. Flight operations intensified. Strike readiness shortened. The message was simple. Readiness goes both ways. Inside the White House, leaders faced a nightmare scenario. Strikes could destroy targets, but not solve the conflict. Retaliation would trigger response. Response would trigger escalation. And escalation has no brakes. That's what made this so dangerous. The only way out was restraint. But restraint looks like weakness. Weakness invites pressure. So both sides prepared for war while claiming peace. Inside Iran, protests began to fade. Not because anger disappeared, but because exhaustion won. Security forces arrested leaders. Internet blackouts shattered coordination. The streets grew quieter, but the rage stayed. Behind the scenes, diplomacy restarted. Not negotiations, just clarifications. How close is too close? What radar locks mean targeting? These weren't peace talks, they were crash barriers. Not to stop the car, but to stop it from flipping over. Then something subtle changed. Iran's defenses stepped down from peak alert. Missile crews relaxed launch protocols. Naval drills ended without extension. No announcements were made. No victories were claimed. Just recalibration. America mirrored it. Carrier positions stabilized. Flight rotations normalized. The standoff didn't end. It cooled. But cooling doesn't mean resolved. Iran's economy is still collapsing. Inflation keeps rising. Sanctions keep biting. Public anger still simmers, waiting. The nuclear program remains damaged, but not dead. The carrier achieved its mission. Executions delayed and deterrence reinforced. But the deeper conflict remained untouched. Nothing truly ended. This was never about one carrier, or one strike, or one ultimatum. It was about something far more dangerous. 2 powers locked in a game where neither side can blink, and neither side can strike. Because once someone does, there's no rewind, only escalation, no diplomacy, no off-ramp, just consequences. And history is brutal to wars that begin by accident.